Back up. Back up. Back up. Hold it. Back up. Now he came in the car with a mask on. At this point, his mask is off. Alright, welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Omari Bryant. And as you guys see by the title, all that, go ahead and get your snacks, get your tea, everything that you need to go ahead and get, because this story time right here, and I got this ready. Y'all see this? You gonna see why in a second, okay? Y'all back. Right. So we're just gonna dive right into the story time, okay? As y'all can see already in the title, we're gonna talk about the absolute worst Lyft experience I had. And it literally just happened. What's today? Sunday? So yeah, Saturday night going into, no, was it Friday night? That's not even a point. However, actually it was Friday night. So Friday night going into Saturday morning, I went ahead and did Lyft. So I talked about this in a couple vlogs ago that I was gonna go ahead and do some Lyft driving. You know, this, that, whatever. Let me go ahead and try it. My best friend Quan does Lyft. Was doing, he actually does Uber. For some odd reason, I can't do Lyft, and I mean Uber, and I was saying that in another video, saying that they said that my background didn't clear. This background up here is squeaky clean. I don't know what they're talking about. Got none of my background at all. I mean, I'm not, you know, somebody that likes to get trouble. However, I was about to get into some trouble with this rider. This rider right here. So I'm doing Lyft, and I decided to go at night because that's where you make the most money. That's what, you know, my friend told me, hey, you know, my friend comes with receipts, so he's been making anywhere between $800 to $1,200 a week doing Uber. So I was like, you know what? Fine, whatever, cool. So I started doing Lyft, and I did little by little, and I was doing it like during the week. But I was like, you know, since I had just got back here to Florida, I am in Florida, by the way. Let's go ahead and try to, you know, ramp back up on some coinage. So I just said, you know what, let's go ahead and do Friday night. You know, you always talk about Friday night, let me do Friday night. Went out, did Friday night driving, this, that, whatever. They had a little incentive going on. You do like 25 rides, and you get like a guaranteed dollar amount or whatever, which I think is a scam. However, well, I shouldn't say scam, but more of like misinforming the driver a little bit, because you can theoretically make a really good amount. And I thought about it too, because I'm like, the rides that I typically do, like I don't even do that much, because I think I just hit like 85 rides or something like that. I haven't even done 100 yet. And it was showing like way over $100. So I'm like, 260. I'm like, I'm probably gonna make more than that. However, so I go to go pick up this rider. I don't know if you are kind of like familiar how Lyft works. So Lyft, you ride, if you drive for it, the ride comes in, you accept it, it navigates you to the person. So I'm on my way to go get this person, whatever. It's all the way in Fishhawk, Florida. Really, really nice area. And I go to go pick up the passenger. The passenger hugs his friends, everything looks fine. He literally goes into the car, like plops himself into the car, laying back like this. And I'm looking at him like, you good? And he's like, yeah, I'm good. And his eyes were like, eyes and people were like super dilated. Like they're like big, bright, like, and I'm like, okay, so he's either number one drunk or he's under the influence of something. But I didn't smell any alcohol. So when he comes in the car, he asks for his back window to go down. Now I don't have my window, I have the child lock on my windows, so people don't just be playing with my windows up and down, up and down. No, we're not going to do that. Just simply because the way how I have my windows, they go down to a certain point, and it's a mechanical issue, whatever. I want him messing up my stuff. So if you want your window down, you ask me, I'll put it down for you to the point where I know it can go. And then he starts tripping. He's like, you know, can the window go down a little bit more? And I'm like, I literally had just like put the car in drive. We're about to go. And he is like clawing at the window. Like, can it go down some more? Oh my God, put the window down. And I'm like, okay, that's when I knew it wasn't alcohol. It's not alcohol. I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, what drug could this be that you're literally clawing at my glass? And I'm like, yo, relax. Like, and me being the person that I am, a part of me was like, I want to end this trip immediately and put him out of the car. However, I knew at the same time that I do believe in karma, and I knew that this individual was obviously under the influence, not in the best state of mind at the moment. So maybe possibly throwing them out of the car was not the best judgment idea. And to make matters worse, the ride was 47 minutes long. Yeah, it was a 47-minute trip. It was 43 miles away. He was going on the other side of Tampa, going to Largo, which is near St. Pete. And I'm just like, oh my God, I would get stuck with this ride. I would get stuck with this ride. Why me? Was going great. Had great trips that night. All 13 of them, they were all great, and I just had to get this individual. So I'm in the car, I'm driving, he's relaxed. Mind you, I have the window halfway down. It's cold. It's probably like, well, not cold, but it was definitely well into like the low 50s that night. And on top of that, we were on the interstate. So we're going well over 70 miles per hour. Wind is blowing in the car. I'm cold. I got on my jacket, thin jacket. I'm freezing. But I'm just like, you know what? If it's gonna keep him quiet, if it's gonna keep him relaxed so I can get him safely to where he needed to go, fine. Like, fine. I know you guys are probably thinking, oh, hell no, I would've put him out the car. But I was just like, I just wanna make sure he gets home safely. That's all I wanted to do. This is where the problem comes in. So we're driving, and then he does it again. I put up the window just a little bit. He does it again. He starts freaking, and I turn around and I was like, yo, you have to calm down. You have to calm down. He's like, okay. He sits back. Then he starts moving back from behind me to the passenger side. Then the feet go through the pass-through area. And I'm like, what is this? I'm like, am I being punked? Like, where is the hidden camera? At this point, like, is this like a Lyft prank or something? Like, what the hell is going on? Like, why is this individual?
I think somebody trying to set me up.
I believe that.
Acting like this. So I'm like, okay, this is definitely not marijuana. This is definitely not alcohol. I'm thinking the cocoa at this point. I'm in love with the cocoa. Is passing through my brain at the moment. And I'm just like, and it's a tall Caucasian guy, by the way, if you guys want to know. Tall Caucasian guy, blonde hair, you know, seems like very much so like he is like, I'm that type of guy, type of vibe that I'm getting from him. But it's crazy because the two friends that he was with that let him come into the car, and I'm gonna get on that in a second too. Because people, if you know that your friend is under the influence like that, why the hell would you have him get in the car with a stranger? But give me 1 second. This is where the mask and this is gonna come into play real quick. He starts spitting. Yes, spitting. He starts spitting.
Bitch, shoot him.
He freaks out again and starts spitting, okay? And starts saying on the top of his lungs, okay, let me out of here, let me out of here. And then he starts messing with my headrest behind me, okay? And at that point I was like, back up, back up, back up. Hold it, back up. Now he came in the car with a mask on. At this point his mask is off. And he is screaming on the top of his lungs, spitting. Sir, seriously? Seriously? I mean, at that point, if I could have got this can fast enough, I would have done sprayed his behind down. Because at this point, if he had COVID, I got it at that point. I was hoping and praying that he didn't have it. because he was just literally, I mean, I have a small car. I have a 3 Series BMW. It's not a very big car. So you guys know, literally, if somebody's in the backseat, you're literally like right there. And it was just, like, it just became so trying. And I was literally 11 minutes away from his destination at this point. So I flipped my head around and I told him straight up, I was like, yo, you do that again, you're out. The trip is canceled, you're out, because at this point it's becoming a safety issue. He made me swerve, I almost swerved off the road. Like, you gotta relax, dude, you gotta relax. Just sit back and pick one side of the car to sit on, please, and just relax. And I guess he could like see like the frustration that was on my face and just the point, but I just had it with him. So I guess he like was like, okay, let me calm down, let me chill. So the remainder of the ride, he just sits back there, he's kind of quiet. I think he started to fall asleep. So we get to the destination. I roll down my window to make sure that, number one, the address that I see on my iPad and the address that I see on the house matches. So I went ahead, unlocked the car, got up, opened up his door, chauffeur style, sure did, and I said, you're home. He's acting like he didn't hear me, so I went ahead and tapped him. I said, you're here, time to get up, you got to go. He's like, oh yeah, I think I dropped something. I said, yep, your 2 vapes are right here. He had 1 oil vape and then like a nicotine square type of vape thing, and I was like, yep, they're right there. Get it? And I'm looking around the backseat of my car because the light's on and I can see the spit in certain areas. I'm just like disgusted at this point. Then mind you, I had a ride after that because Lyft puts in the queue for the next ride. So I'm like, oh my God. Like, why me? Why me? Oh my goodness. So I'm just like, sir, you gotta get out the car. He's like, am I home? Yes, you're home, get out of the car. I literally had to say to him like probably like 6 or 7 times, you gotta get out the car. And he finally gets up out the car. He gets out of the car, immediately closed the door. And I get back in the car. And I lock the doors because he's just standing there. And then he comes over to the window, knocks on it, and goes, you know, I thank you so much. I'm gonna give you a tip. And blah, blah. And I'm just like, it's fine, don't worry about it. I said, I'll leave as soon as you get through the door. Go through the threshold and I will leave. Like at this point, I feel like, you know, I don't got you this far. Let me just at least make sure that you get inside so you don't hurt yourself or whatever at that point. I don't know if he was home with anybody. I don't know, I saw a car in the driveway, but the house was dark, so I don't know. And he stumbles to the door. And he gets to the door and I see he starts doing something with the door. I guess he's punching in a code or something like that. And he goes inside and I see the door closed. So I'm like, hallelujah, he's inside and yeah. So, back to what I was saying earlier. If you have a friend that you are out with or they're coming out to hang out with you and they want to go home or whatever, and if they're really, really adamant about going home, do the due diligence, guys. And go ahead and get into the ride with your friend or take them home. Why are you gonna stick them in a car with a complete total stranger? When we have days of sex trafficking, people getting murdered and stuff like that, like that individual was obviously in a very vulnerable state. I didn't know him, he didn't know me, he could harm me. Like, people, seriously. And I hope Lyft drivers and Uber drivers and stuff like that out there, if you happen to come across this video, please, please, please have some type of protection. Me, I keep Nace, a taser on me, and if you know what I mean.
Period.
Okay? Because these individuals right here, when they under the influence, you got to be careful. Okay? That is the moral of the story today. I am fine. I am very fortunate right now. I don't feel any sick symptoms, which is great, because I was a little worried because he did yell and stuff like that, and there was only one window open, and you know, I had my mask on still, but at the same time, you know, with all these different variants and stuff going around, you don't know. Okay. But with that being said, guys, definitely go ahead and get those fingers moving into the comments. I want to hear your guys' reaction to this. If you currently do Lyft and Uber, please go ahead and share with me your crazy experiences down below. I would love to see them. And also definitely go ahead and check me out on Instagram at TheeMillenialCoin. Go ahead and check me out and shoot me a DM if you want to share your story there. And I will catch you guys into the next one. All right?